Hi everyone, I'm P. Mars. I'm a presuppositional apologist, and I am here today to give another example of how I am a total dumb fuck. Okay people, so let's get right down to business and take a look at some of the ways I fuck up like a shithouse rat. Listen to the following video and then afterwards I'll explain how I once again proved to be a complete Nimrod. You're confusing physical laws with logical laws. God can supersede nature because nature is contingent. Logic and mathematics are not contingent processes. They are grounded in God's own rational nature. Saying God could make 1 + 1 = 3 is not describing divine power. It's describing a contradictions, and contradictions don't become true by fiat. If logic could be overturned, then your sentence, my response, and the concept of God choosing all collapse. You're borrowing the very rational structure you're trying to deny. So how did I so masterfully fuck up this time? Well, the statement you just listened to was actually a reply I made to someone on my YouTube channel. Here is a screenshot of the comment they left. When I read this statement, I replied by saying what you just heard me saying in the clip. But what I didn't realize at the moment I was criticizing the person who left the comment was that the comment they wrote did not actually come from the person I was criticizing. So if that person wasn't really the one who said that, then who did? Let's answer that by listening to the following clip.
That we're observing events where God does not supernaturally intervene to supersede the regularities of nature, then 1 + 1 would equal 2. If God were to decide to supernaturally supersede the laws that he has created, not violate, not stop, but supersede, he could make 1 + 1 = 3 if he so chose.
At the time I pushed back on the comment, I did not know the statement originated with Darth Dawkins. I believed I was responding to a random viewer, therefore, my critique was not motivated by intra-presuppositional politics or loyalty, and that matters, but here's the key point. It makes my response more candid, but it does not make it more accurate. In fact, it unintentionally exposes something deeper. Because I didn't know it was Darth, we can rule out bad faith strategic reinterpretation to protect Darth, and intentional soft-pedaling, so my response reveals my default analytic instinct when encountering the claim God could make 1 + 1 = 3, and that instinct was this is a confusion between physical laws and logical laws. But here's the problem. That response still misidentifies the logical content of the statement, even absent any knowledge of Darth. The example used was arithmetic. Arithmetic is not a physical regularity. Arithmetic is not contingent. Arithmetic is governed by logical necessity. So the misanalysis remains, and now it's clearer that it's methodological, not personal. The key philosophical lesson is this: I correctly identified Darth thought he was appealing to natural law, but I incorrectly analyzed what he actually asserted, a claim about logical/mathematical necessity. That distinction holds regardless of authorship. Meaning if a random viewer says it, it's still wrong. If Darth says it, it's still wrong. If anyone says it, the logical category error remains. Now here's why this matters for presuppositional critique. Presuppositional analysis is supposed to track entailments, commitments, and necessary consequences, not speaker intent, background assumptions, or charitable reinterpretations that avoid contradiction. By correcting Darth's category confusion instead of pressing the logical implication, I unintentionally insulated the claim, prevented the internal tension from being exposed, and shifted the discussion away from necessity versus contingency, and that's exactly the kind of move Van Til warns against when he criticizes abstracting facts from their presuppositional context. The bottom line is this: I massively fucked up again. The fact that I did not know the statement came from Darth Dawkins removes any suspicion of bias, but it also reveals that my misanalysis is methodological. I treated a logically necessary proposition as though it were a contingent physical regularity. That error stands independently of authorship. So people, what does all of this mean? It means I am a class A fuck up. Okay people, so that's about it for now. Remember, you should listen to me. Why? Because I am the logic guy. That's why. Be on the lookout for more videos where I fuck up like the little pea-brained idiot I really am. Thanks for watching, folks, and as always, I love all of you and you're all going to hell. So fuck all of you, have a great day.